Hey everyone, thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the Michigan Cannabis Industry Association CannaCast. I am Ida Pearl-Lee, the Deputy Director.
And I'm Isaiah Roberts, the Development Director.
And each week we interview our licensed cannabis business owners. And today we have Russ Chambers and Matt Mooney with us from the Botanical Company.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us. Excited to be here.
Thank you. Yeah. Real quick, we're going to cut to the stories. News stories. Alabama just announced that they legalized cannabis. That's so exciting.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Yes. And over in Maryland, police can no longer do the stop and frisk of for the belief of cannabis odor.
That's huge.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well.
I mean, come on now. Jeez.
It's about time.
And then our last story is the congressional bill to federally legalize marijuana filed by Republican lawmakers.
That's huge.
This is huge.
Huge.
Yes. A pair of congressional Republican lawmakers have introduced in compliance with state laws. The Common Sense Cannabis Reform for Veterans, Small Businesses, and Medical Professionals Act is being sponsored by Reps David Joyce from Ohio and Don Young from Arkansas. So we thank you, gentlemen, for
Yes.
that.
Yes, thank you.
Wonderful.
And now we want to get to know your story a little bit more.
I'm Russ Chambers. I'm owner and CEO of the Botanical Company in Franklin Fields. The Botanical Companies are retail divisions.
Okay.
So currently we have 2 stores open and operating, East Tawas and Lansing, Michigan.
That's exciting.
We're getting ready to open our Kalkaska store, hopefully June 15th.
Ooh.
So we're real excited about that.
Yes, that'll be exciting.
And then Franklin Fields is our grow. So we have a 40,000 square foot grow building in Lansing, Michigan.
Okay.
And Matt over here, he's our head grower.
So Matt, how did you, I know there's a little bit of caregiver history. Can you explain how you got into the cannabis industry and why?
In 2008, I decided to get into the cannabis industry. I had a friend that was requesting RSO oil all the time for his mother-in-law, and I was asked to help him produce more and more flower to make that RSO. So I got into it, started tinkering and playing around, failed a lot of times before I was more successful, and continued to grow to where I'm at today. So definitely enjoy the caregiver background, and definitely was fun caring for patients and helping out others.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for taking on that and wanting to do that. And help.
Right. And keep trying that, the trial and error method, you know.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've failed more than I succeeded, it seemed like, so.
Well, but look where you're at today though. I mean, you have succeeded.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
And we've done great at the new facility. Just passing state compliance testing and just continuing to improve every day at our facility. So we're really excited for what's to come in the next year here. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt's done a great job. We've probably had over 50 tests to date. So we've been open,
Okay.
and we have not failed one test.
Congratulations.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I know Matt was pretty nervous at the beginning,
Right.
but we did it. He did it. So
Yeah. That's awesome to hear. Wow. Yeah.
we got a great team behind us that helps with all that too. So,
And that's important.
yep.
How did you and Russ meet?
Well, and I don't know if you want to tell the story.
gosh, it's been over 10 years.
Okay.
So Matt had a sign company, and I was working for Timber Corporation at the time.
Mhm.
And I started using him for doing our signage. And then we kind of became friends. And then I started Go Greener, 2010, I think.
2011.
2011.
Yeah.
And I think around 2012, Matt started helping us out part-time.
Mhm.
And then the company just kept growing and growing every year. So I asked him if he'd come to work for me full-time.
Okay.
And he made a decision to do that and close down his other business.
Wow.
So we worked together for a while, and we work really well together, obviously. And Matt was a caregiver, and I wanted to become a caregiver. So in 2015, we started our Caregiver Road together.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. That's a huge leap of faith to take.
That is.
Yeah. You have trust right here in this man. That's awesome.
And it was just fun. So we started our Caregiver Road. We've just always had fun. I mean, there was definitely ups and downs, but our mission was to help people, our patients.
Right.
And that's what it was about, and making that fun. It's been a great time with Matt.
Mhm.
And then when the commercial laws started coming and being talked about, Matt and I sat down and talked about partnering up in a grow in Lansing.
Okay.
So we worked towards that. And then we had to get our local approval first. Excuse me. So we went to Lansing to do that.
Mhm.
And I think, God, Matt, for 6 months, we were staying late at the office, sleeping on the couches in the office, trying to get these
Wow.
applications done.
Right.
Plus running to Grow Greener at the same time too. So
And a caregiver grow.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So at one point we applied for a Lansing store and they were only doing 25. It was competitive,
Wow.
20 to start.
the 20 to start. And I think there was over 100 people that applied for the first 20.
Goodness.
So then we got denied. And it was frustrating because we spent a lot of time and effort into that application.
Right.
So we appealed it
Okay.
and then our appeal got denied.
Oh my goodness.
And my good friend is my real estate attorney.
Mhm.
And I called them up and I'm like, I can't believe this. What they said we didn't have, we had to have to turn in. They wouldn't accept an incomplete application. So I was kind of upset about that.
Right.
And he said, do you want to do the second appeal? And I said, no, I'm not going to spend any more money on this. So we had 30 days to do it. On the 28th day, he called me, he goes, I just sent you an email and I did it for you. I'm not going to charge you.
Oh my goodness. What a friend.
Thank you, Ben Foster Swift.
Thank you, Ben.
So then we submitted that application. About 2 weeks after that, the clerk office called me
Okay.
and I was supposed to go in front of a board for a hearing. And he said, don't bother coming in. And I said, why? He goes, well, we put you back on the list. And I go, what happened? And he goes, well, apparently nobody read your appeals.
Oh my goodness.
And then another week goes by and we got approved. We were one of the first 10.
Five.
Was it
Yeah,
five?
10.
I think it was 10
Okay.
to be approved in Lansing.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, it was definitely a roller coaster ride.
Sounds like it.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
What was the origins behind Franklin Fields, and if beyond that, who's Franklin?
So Grand River used to be a trail before it was a road,
Okay.
and it was an Indian named trail,
Mhm.
and then they named it Franklin's Trail.
Oh, okay.
So we're off of Grand River in Lansing. And
Oh, I like
Franklin
that story.
Fields,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
the agriculture portion of it.
Right.
Little history.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really neat. It's encompassing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that. So what led you to want to get into the cannabis industry?
I'd seen Matt doing it and
Okay.
seeing the effect it had on people
Mhm.
for the medical aspect.
Okay.
And as more data came out, positive data,
Mhm.
I was really intrigued.
Mhm.
I like opportunities in business too. So I kind of set my mind to something and it's off to the races.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
I had seen something online, the Botanical Co on Facebook. They had made a post, and it was a link to the website, and the hashtag at the bottom said, I think it said cannabis done right, something
Mhm.
like that. What is that?
That's on the back of the shirt.
On the back of the shirt.
Yeah. I'll go all around.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Nice. What does that mean to the Botanical Co?
So there's a portion of that is the quality of our flower and the people behind it,
Mhm.
our team. We want to create an experience. So when people come into our stores, they can see our live stream of our
Mhm.
grow, so they can see what care we put into our plants. And then, when somebody comes into our store, we want them to feel comfortable, ask any questions. We don't want, so it's a part of the experience of going into a store, making purchases, and then experiencing it wherever you experience it.
Mhm.
So it's full circle, try to encompass that.
Gotcha. And you said that's going to be in the Kalkaska shop too, like that same
Yes.
similar stream that you have in the Lansing one.
Yep.
Yeah, it's in Tawas as well.
Oh, that's
Live
Yep.
stream.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Every store we open, it'll be in every store.
Okay. And it's a live stream of
The
just
grow.
the grow.
The grow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of 2 flower rooms and the bedroom as well.
Okay. Yeah, it's really cool when you walk into the foyer and you see that screen, you're like, oh my God. Beautiful plants.
Thank you.
So that's like the similarities. Are there any like differences that you like strive for in each location for the Botanical Co?
Yes, actually. So each city or municipality we come into, we make a commitment to them that we want to be a part of the community.
Mhm.
And we like to encapsulate that with our stores. So like, for instance, Kalkaska, the building's over 100 years old and it was built to be an opera house.
Oh, it's, yeah.
So we brought it back to kind of what it was when it was first built.
Okay.
And we even repurposed display cabinets that were 100 years old that were in the basement. It's got exposed brick, and it used to be a logging town and then an oil town. So we're going to have pictures up there of, when they were logging and then when the oil boom hit in the 70s.
Oh, that's really neat. I like that.
And we'll have a lot of that too. Half that building is going to be our social use lounge.
Okay.
So we'll have a lot more of that stuff over there too.
So tell us a little bit more about that.
We're getting close.
Okay.
Probably mid to late summer.
Okay. Nice.
With the construction, we're having a hard time getting people to come back to work.
Right.
And the material costs are up right now.
Mhm.
But other than that, we're hoping to have that open mid-August.
Okay.
We're really excited about that.
Absolutely. And it looks like you brought some beverages with us too to tell us about.
Yes. So we are going to be doing Infused Wines. This is the brand out of California. It's House of Saka.
Okay.
So there is a white wine, or a pink wine, and then we'll have champagne.
Ooh,
So they're grown. The grapes are grown in Napa Valley,
Okay.
and that's where they make the wine.
Mhm.
And then they do a process where they extract all the alcohol from it, and then they will ship that product to us. We will infuse it and bottle it and supply the state of Michigan.
That is so cool. Congratulations
And we're
on
really
that.
excited about it.
Yeah, that's like a whole new avenue.
I know, right? And last year, if you would have asked me about infused drinks, I wouldn't have known what you were talking about.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we're excited about that too. We also are going to have Fix. So Fix is sparkling water that's going to have 4 flavors. It's a natural flavor,
Okay.
lime, grapefruit, and dragon fruit.
Ooh, I'm excited to try that.
And these are really nice. These are micro doses. So it's 5 milligrams per bottle.
Okay.
And it's a 1-to-1 CBD THC.
Nice. Okay.
And when you drink this, it kicks in 15 minutes. It lasts an hour, and then you're done.
Wow.
So
Okay.
really excited about this too.
Absolutely. Well, especially, for people who are looking to socialize who don't drink
Exactly.
alcohol. Here's a whole nother playing field.
Mhm.
This is amazing.
Yeah, a whole nother lane for consumption, which is definitely nice.
Absolutely.
I'm only excited.
I know.
I can't wait to be throwing events and having the white and pink bottles.
I really like the idea about this because I use edibles to sleep.
Yes.
And sometimes I have a hard time finding an edible or a gummy that doesn't have sugar in it. Like I don't want a bunch of sugar when I'm getting in bed and getting ready to go to sleep.
Right.
So I'm really excited about this. There's no sugar. There's really nothing in it.
Right. Yeah. It's just another way to consume medicine,
Mhm.
essentially, and it helps you sleep.
Yep.
Yeah. That's amazing. So exciting.
I know. Can't wait. So hopefully soon, probably in the third quarter this year, we might be able to launch these.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So we're currently building out our lab in our Lansing building.
Okay.
So construction started,
Mhm.
and we're hoping to have that wrapped up in July.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of up and coming dates to look out for this year.
It
It
was
sounds like.
funny. When we first got this building done, open and operating, it's like, oh my God, it took 5 years.
Wow.
5 years.
5 years.
And I was like, we did it. This is great. And then all the work began.
Oh yeah.
So I guess I don't know in my head if I had it to that was the finishing line, but it's the starting line.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like Matt said, we have a great leadership team, and everybody at work is having fun,
Mhm.
smiling. Even Matt's guys that are working the plant, you can tell they're happy to be there.
That's awesome. Well, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
Because everyone's affected,
Mhm.
by everyone. So to have that camaraderie with your employees is wonderful.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to build a culture at our facility that encompasses enjoying the cannabis plant and also enjoying working with one another, you know what I mean? And enjoying your job. You are working with cannabis, right? It is an enjoyable job, so.
Exactly.
So would you say that's one of the important aspects of having a healthy culture, carrying that from a caregiver model to the more commercial model?
Yeah, we definitely care about everybody in our facility from just somebody starting out to somebody that's been growing, and joining our team since I have in 2008, it's just, we enjoy to be around. It's fun to laugh. It's fun to joke. It's fun to have a fun atmosphere while you're at work. And
Exactly.
instead of being stressed out, trying to hit deadlines. I mean, we still have our deadlines we need to hit, but we normally hit them in stride because nobody even realizes it's work at the end of the day.
Wow.
So we definitely have built a great culture. And that's one thing about us that we've tried ourselves on is keep improving that culture every day and improving quality and giving fair paying jobs of our employees and stuff like that. So it's definitely been a fun experience learning. I mean, going from managing Echo Greener to 6 employees to now having almost 32 is definitely a leap for me. So, and then caring for 3,000 plants on top of it is
Quite a job.
yeah, it's definitely an undertaking. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, that's amazing that you've been able to, find the fun in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love I love cannabis. I mean, I love growing the plant. I mean, that's my favorite part about cannabis is just watching what you start from a seed or a clone and then watching it progress and seeing how it does in the form it takes. You know what I mean? So that's my enjoyment, honestly. It's fun to see.
Yeah, a lot of love goes into them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anything, I mean, you're built for it. Started out in 08 and
Right.
here.
Yeah. I mean, I've thrown a lot of good genetics along the way, threw them away. I wish I would have kept, but can't go back in time. So,
Right. Well, we learn from experience.
yep, we do.
Yep. What's the loyalty rewards program? What's that about?
Okay, so we have a rewards program in our stores,
Okay.
and it's dollar for dollar.
Okay.
So you spend $1, you get a point.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then once you get to 250 points, you can redeem $25,
Okay.
and then 50 points, it's $50, and on and up.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
And then we do specials like double point Mondays,
Mhm.
which drives a lot of business.
Okay.
Yep. And then we have a portion of that too, where we can give people that are that buy certain products all the time. We can give them better deals if they use our points towards that. So it's really about how we can, fulfill the needs of our patients individually
Okay.
instead of as a broad picture.
Right.
And we've gotten a lot of great feedback from it.
Yeah, that's really awesome to hear.
What would someone get if they had 346 points? Just asking for a friend.
Do you have any points?
I got 346.
That's perfect.
The $34, somewhere give or take 5.
Okay.
And watching.
Okay.
Come.
Yeah.
He's
Is that-
coming.
Come back in. Come back in on Monday. You get double points.
They might have to get some more of that member berry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought some of that concentrate when we came in. What was that Thursday or Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, the sugar and sauce, you really like. That was done by Driven Grow too, so great
Shout-
product.
Shout out to Drew Driver.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what'd you think?
I thought it was very good. I said, thank God I was alone because the way I crawled to my drink. I was like, man,
Awesome.
one and done.
Yeah, that came out great. Really terpy and it smelled
Yeah.
great.
I could taste every bit of it too. Yeah, it tasted really good. And I tried it both in my Puffco and the traditional way. And yeah,
No
if
complaints.
I'm speechless, that means it's good.
All right. Good.
That's cool. What about community outreach? I know that you mentioned something about backpacks and school supplies.
Yeah, so Jamie Lowell is our director of advocacy
Mhm.
and outreach.
Okay.
So at the broader scope, we are a part of the Last Prisoner Project.
Mhm.
Is a Great Lakes,
Harm reduction.
well, harm reduction too.
Yeah.
Great Lakes expungement,
Okay.
part of that. And then as we go down to the store level, we do school drives for Lansing and Tawas right now.
Mhm.
We sponsor youth hockey games and can drives.
Okay.
We try to adopt a family for Christmas each
Oh,
year.
that's sweet.
And
Yeah.
it's great. We've got our customers. We've done these before at other businesses and we did okay, but the amount of people that we had bringing stuff in, we had a big basket for school supply drive for Tawas for homeless children.
Mhm.
And that thing got filled up in like 2 or 3 days.
Oh, that warms my heart.
Isn't that great?
That's awesome to hear.
And we're also doing the beautification projects with Lansing, cleaning up the parks here in Lansing and also in Tawas as well, helping out there.
Yeah, we adopted a road, did a big road cleanup in Tawas.
Wow.
I'm probably forgetting a couple things here. Jamie will let me know.
He'll probably chime in here. But I remember, I definitely had, I think, a couple of visits at the Botanical Co. But one time when I was back there, it was earlier on. I don't even know if you guys even had plants there yet. But you were talking about your water tanks, your systems that from the Grand Ledge Fire Department. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So originally we were going to do precast tanks with electric pumps. And then we were introduced to a group out of Grand Ledge, and I'll let Matt take it from there because it was kind of Matt's baby.
Okay.
He was definitely the project manager for that portion of it.
Well, yeah, I was given a number for a company out of Grand Ledge called Promec by our COO, Brian Gruber, for new tables that were easier to clean. And I
told him, I got, call them, please. Just do it for me.
So I called them and we're talking about the tables, and it wasn't anything that I was really interested in or I haven't seen. So we started discussing they're actually plastic fabricators, so they can actually weld plastic together, which I thought was pretty crazy. Didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
So they started talking about what other needs we had, and we got talking about tanks and how I'm going to need water tanks to, instead of having a catwalk through our facility. So you had to be up about 4 feet to see into the top of the tanks. We were talking about doing something eye level so you could stand up and look down into the tanks off the ground. So we got talking, and about 3 months later we had a design, and it took quite a bit of changing and rework. And we ended up going with 8 tanks that are 800 gallons a piece. And instead of using electric pumps, magnetic pumps, we ended up going to an air diaphragm system. So these pumps are pretty much bulletproof for us.
Oh my goodness.
And you don't get that overheating of water from the electric pumps running all constantly and remixing the water. You're getting basically just your cool air from the atmosphere pumping these pumps to our rooms. So as of right now, we are hand watering each entire plant in our facility, which is a time consuming task, but eventually we are in the process of working through automation and getting to the point where we can just plug and play, plug our plants in. We know they're being watered, but costs were a little higher building our building. So we had to cut some stuff out, and that was the first thing we did. But we do enjoy the hand watering. We do, because you get to put your hands on those plants every day, you know what I mean? And see what's going on instead of just walking in a room and checking to see if things are good. Right. You're actually seeing if things are good.
Yeah,
so
more maintenance.
Oh yeah, we enjoy it.
And I'm kind of hit or miss on it too, because like Matt said, our quality is really high. Mm-hmm. And I really like the idea of a person watering a plant and having time to look at the plant and see how that individual plant's doing. Mm-hmm. So, but we're about half automated right now. So the computer tells the RO to kick on. Mm-hmm. So the water comes into the building. We found out this winter it was coming in at like 42 degrees. And then we thought, well, if it sits in the tanks overnight, the water should acclimate to the room temperature. Right. And
never did.
Not even close. Oh, no. So we had to put in a water heater. So the water comes into the building, and then it gets heated up to 70, 75. Okay. Then it goes through the RO, and then it goes into the tanks, and then it gets pushed over to the mixing tanks, and then the computer mixes the nutrients in the tank. Oh, wow. And then the computer will push it to whatever room that tank's for. Okay. And then the hands-on part is the actual watering.
Wow, that sounds like it's a really neat system to see it. So it sounds amazing to hear about it.
It looks good too.
It does look good.
It looks clean, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Looks like we knew what we were doing that time, right?
I don't know how that happens. We get pretty lucky once in a while.
Right, every once in a while. Just got to handle it. But it's funny. I think Brian actually beat you guys to see the new office before.
I was out of town.
You were out of town.
Yeah.
Okay. What's his position? How does he play a part?
Ryan's our COO, or Brian. I'm sorry, Brian's our COO. Yep. Gotcha. So Brian's been a big part of the company, the development of the team, the leadership team. Building the culture, building the right culture. Mm-hmm. Making sure all these important things are done to set us up to succeed.
Right. That's really cool. Yeah. Neat. What about vendor days? Do you have success with those? Are you noticing anything different?
So we do vendor days for the grow. Okay. And we do vendor days at the store. Okay. So at the store is great. Mm-hmm. I think it's great when the person can come in and explain their product to the customer.
Okay. Yeah.
And then on another level too is talking with our bud tenders, to, explain their product to them, how it works, what the effects are, give them some samples. Because if they get on board with it, they'll want their customers to enjoy it too.
Exactly. Right. Well, and it's knowledge, it's education. It's just like when you are a server or any industry that you go into, you have to know the product, you have to know what you're selling. So it makes sense, for everyone to sample the products.
That's right.
Say one bud tender, I forget his name. Oh man, it might be Spencer, but he's the Steelers fan. And we definitely have a nice back and forth of just what products just each customer's looking for, because I'm always looking for something specific, whether it's for something to keep me going when I'm in the office or something to put me to sleep. And the fact that he's knowledgeable enough to give me something to be all right, actually left with some knowledge is pretty good.
Yeah, our bud tenders are really good for product knowledge, that's for sure.
It's about educating our bud tenders.
Absolutely, because that's the first person, other than when you first walk in and check in. I mean, that's who you're interacting with. And you want to understand the medicine that you're buying and why you're buying it.
And what effects it could have for you.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
we're seeing in Michigan right now, everybody's so driven off the THC percentage. That plays a part, but doesn't play all the parts.
Right.
And so trying to educate people this 16, 17, 18% can do what this 24% can do, or, follow your nose, look at the terpene profiles.
Yeah. Well, not only that too, but we're all going to respond differently to the same strain, where you might make you sleepy. For me, it might give me a bunch of energy. I mean, you just never know other than, sampling it.
And that's why we don't want our bud tenders telling people, well, this strain right here is going to go make you sleep.
Right.
Because if it's a newer person into cannabis and they come in there and try it and it doesn't make them sleep, or they're up all night, or they're really paranoid and they thought they wouldn't be paranoid, it could turn that person off to cannabis.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Education.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yes, it is.
And you can kind of tell that you guys prioritize the education piece, because even when you go on your website and go to the resources, it's filled with a bunch of links on how to be a patient, how to be a caregiver, and all these educational forms that people might not know where to start. Just saying, yeah, go to this website. That piece, that starting piece, is very implemental. Just how to get the ball rolling in this whole process.
It's great too that we have all this information now. It's taken a long time to get it, but we try to direct patients to the information that's relevant to what they're going through or experienced. Matt and I were caregivers. That's how we got into this industry. So we really support our local caregivers.
Right.
We think it's really important. We don't look at them as competition. I mean, it's two different business models,
Absolutely.
obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So anything we can do to support caregivers, we do it.
I mean, when Bella had a caregiver, we were given her medicine, and that was over $1,000 a month. I mean, that's huge for someone to do, to want to help. So when I hear that, you're caregivers, I mean, I know it's so important. And you do play a role.
And we still do that. We donate product to
Harm reduction.
And they're using it now to try to help people get off opiates.
Oh, wow.
And, a good stat is, I don't know if a lot of people know this, each state that adopts a medical marijuana program, within the first year, they see a 17% to 35% reduction in opiate overdose deaths a year.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Wow.
So that's why I tell people, it's medical marijuana comes into your state, everybody should be on board, because it
Absolutely.
actually saves people's lives.
Yes. Well, again, it's understanding that this is a true medicine, and there's a part that it plays in our lives. I mean, it's so crazy, and it's neat to hear the statistics.
Yeah.
And we have a cancer patient right now that she can't sleep. So she was taking so much Ambien, I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
So we got her hooked up with a couple products, and she consistently sleeps 6 to 7 hours a night.
Oh, that's
And
so
she's
awesome.
got her sanity back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge. Sleeping is so huge.
Yeah, it is.
You don't notice it isn't until you're not sleeping.
Exactly.
I've been there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I
we-
didn't sleep for 10 years. So
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, I get about 6.5 hours of sleep a night, and if I get more than that, that's a win for me. But I understand, for people who don't get that, maybe stoops down into the 3-4 hours to where you feel like you maybe got a blink of sleep. and just because like that's all you're getting, that's all you can get, and like just getting that back, like that's just a huge start of, like you said, like getting your sanity back and your mental space.
I need 7 hours of sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I just had a new baby, so I don't get no sleep. So
That's
Yeah,
fine.
you're definitely not gonna sleep.
so I miss the sleep, that's for sure. I'm usually like an 8 to 10 hour sleeper if I can,
Oh,
but
wow.
Is they still a newborn?
oh yeah, she just was born last Thursday, so
Oh, baby, new baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
so real new.
Yeah. So is this your first one?
Second.
Second. Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Another girl. Now
Another
I'm really outruled at my house. So
There's no
I always
No.
keeping you guys.
There's nothing like a daddy-daughter love.
right, for sure.
So we
And
got-
Matt's been in Sparrow for
Oh, a
while
month.
here,
It
yeah.
feels like
Yeah.
2 days for a
You've had quite
baby and
time.
then a week for COVID. So it was it's been fun. Sparrows enjoyed my company, so I haven't
They made
enjoyed
some money
theirs.
off
But
Yeah, right.
so
Well, we're glad to have you
food
here with us
recommendations?
today.
oh, the food's terrible. Terrible. Only thing good is pancakes.
Oh,
That's
geez.
the only thing they can make.
That's funny.
That's funny. Russ, can you tell us why it's so important for you to be a member at MiCIA?
Oh gosh. So I can even go back to, for instance, a couple of years ago, we did our pre-qualification. So the way our funding was set up, we had to hit milestones. So local use,
Mhm.
and then pre-qualification to the state. And then
Okay.
funds were released as we went along,
Mhm.
and then design, and then architecture.
Okay.
So when we got pre-qualified for everything, the facility's pretty big. There's a lot of work. It took almost a year to do the design work.
Wow.
Then I get an email from the MRA that my pre-qualifications are going to expire.
Oh,
And I was really confused because at first they told me they didn't, and then they said it's a year.
oh my goodness.
And there's no way possible we could have got all this done in a year.
And this was right when COVID hit too, so things were shutting down.
Oh
and
my goodness.
so our building process got slowed down quite a bit because of that.
I panicked because it would have been $18,000 in application fees to redo it.
Oh my goodness. $18,000.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. And so I called Robin.
Mhm.
She's like, calm down. And she went to work on them and got them to extend it to 2 years.
Nice. Okay.
So
Okay.
other that was kind of the beginning,
Mhm.
and it's been great ever since.
Well, we're happy to have you as a member.
Yeah, we love it. I love the summer when we all get together up
Mhm.
north,
Yeah.
just networking with a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
I mean, geez, but 10% of people I met last summer we were using as vendors.
Mhm. Okay. Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's it's a 3 days really full of networking.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, and we're gonna have 300 people this year.
Awesome.
It's
I
gonna
can't
be
wait.
huge.
And I love this industry too because, like, I'm good friends with Tom Beller and Drew Driver,
Mhm.
and we call each other, or I mostly call them, like, this is happening, and they tell me what to do, and they're like,
Right.
oh, I've been through that, don't worry.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's like in other industries, but like the construction industry and things like that, I would never call a competitor.
It's really neat to have that friendship.
Mhm.
And it, again, I know I keep saying this almost every time we're on the air, but it's like the community feel is so family oriented
Mhm.
in the cannabis space. It's mind boggling. It's like, wow, why can't everyday life be like
I know,
this?
it's so embracing.
It is embracing and everyone's so friendly and welcoming and wants to help each other. There's the backstabbing. I mean, you're gonna get that with,
Oh, yeah.
with anything, but overall the blog is just amazing.
I've dealt with some pretty shady people at the beginnings,
Yeah, they're all over.
but they seem to weed themselves out pretty quickly.
They do. Yeah.
So
And I think you have a title to hold this year, right? Or to uphold for the Cannabis Cup?
oh yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
that's right. Our Chronic Cups Championship.
So didn't you get longest drive?
No, I got closest to the pen.
Close to the pen.
Oh.
Yeah.
I missed the longest drive by like
A
3
foot,
feet.
yeah.
3 feet. Oh my goodness.
I didn't even know it was the longest drive hole. I would have swung the water.
Well, now you know where it's at.
So how was that? Were there people watching? Because I think it's like a couple of rooms behind you, and I was kind of like, oh man, like how did he get this close to the pen? I just remember seeing like right where a yellow sign saying Russ Chambers, and I'm just like, oh, come on.
I don't know. I closed my eyes and swing. Last year, I grew up golfing, but last year I had a really nice year. Got my first hole in one
Really?
at the
That
Peckham
is
Golf
nice.
outing
Yeah.
on the only par 3 that wasn't a hole to win a car or vacation.
Oh my.
So there's four holes, And the only one I get a home one is nothing.
Are
But
you
it was
serious?
great. Yeah.
Wow.
My friends were with me that got experience too, and I'll never let them forget about
Exactly,
it. You know?
exactly. You can tell the tale and you can have witnesses.
Yeah.
Right.
That's awesome.
But I'm gonna say back to say my personal visits. One thing I like about the Lansing location is the personal or the local glass showcase that you guys have in the shop, and I'm trying to remember to remind you to give me the contact information for it because I want like a MiCIA like piece. for the
Yeah,
office.
send me an email. I'll get a couple of those made
Cool.
for sure.
Okay, yeah. So I just saw that we had a question, and I don't normally do this, but what's the best way to gain a carrier in the industry? What does that mean?
A carrier.
What's a carrier?
A caregiver.
Caregiver? What's the best
I would probably visit the Botanical Co.
Stop on at the store.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop on by
Yeah.
with Capitol Boulevard.
Yep, it's 3535 Capital City Boulevard, Lansing, Michigan.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just
Right
the
here.
Lansing location.
We're open from 10 to 10 a.m. or 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
And we are walk-in, so you can actually smell and see the product as well. So
that's
not
amazing.
curbside. So
We're still doing deli style because I think it's important. I like to tell people follow your nose.
Mhm.
It's kind of hard to do that when it's prepackaged.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, it can be done.
Mhm.
So we're still doing the deli style and letting people be able to smell it and look at it. And sometimes they even want to pick out their buds that they want, their eighth of their grain.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just
Yeah.
one thing too. I definitely appreciate it when you guys opened the Lansing location. You guys weren't exclusively curbside because it was just like that median time, so it was just limited people in the lobby, and that's one thing. Just something to get back to. I really appreciate it.
right.
Yeah, we wanted to stay away from that. Getting back to the education,
Mhm.
you know, I didn't want people going onto the road maps and looking at the flower and being like, okay, this one's got the highest THC, so probably the best when it might not be.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
bringing them in there, letting them see and smell, and giving them some background on the strains
Mhm.
was important to us to keep doing that.
Well, we definitely appreciate everything that you're doing and keep doing it because you're doing an awesome job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're having fun.
Here we are.
It's
And that's the
been-
most important part.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
You gotta love what you're doing, and then it's not work.
It's not
anymore.
work,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks so
Oh,
much for
thank
having
you.
us. This has been
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. All right, you want to read the shout out?
Yes. So this week on the Answer Number shout out is I Comply. I Comply is the most experienced and trusted brand in cannabis compliance since 2011, embodying the expertise and qualities needed by cannabis companies worldwide.
Check out I Comply.
All right. Thank you guys for joining. See you next week. And we're going to have, I think, Raymond Abro from Jars Cannabis on next week.
Yeah, so join us next week. We'll see y'all then.
Thank you.
you.